IT Nation APAC, please welcome Senior Vice President of the IT Nation for ConnectWise and all-round awesome bloke, Mr. Craig Fulton.
Hey! Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to IT Nation Connect. It's good to see you. Good to be here. I know it's been a little over 3 years, right, since we've been back together here in the Gold Coast. How many of you came to that last one? Right down the road. All right, good. We're going to keep hands moving, keep you awake. Look, I appreciate you taking the time to come. You know, you're taking time away from your families and your business. That means a lot to us. Right? We have so much to discuss. We have so much to learn. So many challenges to work together. Because we do want you to find your version of success, whatever that may be. Now, look, I've been visiting partners in this area, Australia, New Zealand, a little over a decade. How many people were at that user group meeting in 2011 when the restaurant caught on fire? Everybody remember that? And then I arm wrestled a bunch of people, and yeah. I do love coming here. You guys are a lot of fun. But one thing I've noticed is you all are early adopters. Always looking to change. Like you embrace change so well, right? Because I've visited partners all over the world, it really stands out. You know, the British, it takes them a little while. You guys are way ahead. You know, you have that have a go and give it a crack attitude. I love that, and I like to take the things I learned here and share them with the rest of the world, so you should be proud of that. You should be proud of the accomplishments you've made over the last couple years, right? For me, being in the United States, watching, right, working with Stu Applegate, you heard his voice there. He's here in country. Man, you guys had it the roughest. So be proud of what you've done. And look, I'm going to bring some of my other colleagues on the stage. We're going to get into, you know, the challenges we see and how we're going to work together to get through them. But first, let's cover the basics of IT Nation, right? There are 550 of you here, a little over that. So if you're wondering who are the people that are here, we've got a lot of business owners. We've got service managers, technicians, finance people, sales colleagues. Talked to a lot of you in the booth yesterday, or no, the pavilion. I heard you call it a stand. It's not a booth, right? A booth is where a phone is. A stand is where we go and stand. I love it. Look, we got over 40 breakout sessions, or no, exactly 40 breakout sessions. We've brought the best in the industry, the subject matter experts, some partners together, right, to learn from each other. We've got 30 exhibitors in that pavilion, in their stands. And you know, it's great to bring them here because they create those solutions that enable you to find your vision of success as well. And look, and we like to have fun, right? We wouldn't be coming to Australia if we weren't having fun. You know, we have the Spark After Dark party tonight. And then tomorrow we have a soiree. And I was kind of like, you know, this is how I am. I'm like, soiree, what's that? I had to Google it. Because I'm like, it sounds fancy. And it is. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have so much for you to be able to meet up. We're going to have meals, so many things, so many opportunities to interact with each other. The next 2 days are going to be action-packed. You want to know why? Whoops, I went a little too fast. There's a Paul Dipple. This guy brings the action, man. He's got his keynote tomorrow. He's going to get into some of the metrics, some of the tactics you need to manage a resilient business. So really looking forward to it. You're not going to want to miss that. I hear it's his last one. What's happening here? We're going to give you so many ways to connect, exchange ideas, meet new people, importantly, network with each other. That's what I love about coming here, is meeting with the people, building the connections. All right, it's time. Let's get into it. Let's get Craig to stop rambling. We know why we're here. Let's talk. Let's connect. Let's talk about ConnectWise. You know, how are we going to work together to empower the world with technology and make change? So I'd like to introduce to the stage Chief Executive Officer of ConnectWise, Jason Mcgee.
All right. So we got After Dark, Sparks, we got a Paul Dipple, got a bunch of different things. So look, good morning and welcome to IT Nation Connect. It's great to be back here in Australia. And Craig, thank you for getting us kicked off this morning. So look, first and foremost, on behalf of your customers and ConnectWise, Big thank you. You all are transforming what is possible for small and medium businesses globally. Without you, your customers wouldn't have the technology or expertise to thrive in the go-forward digital economy. And as you all persevere and grow, and we know you have over the last couple of years with all the challenges thrown at you, ConnectWise does as well. So again, a big thank you.
And Jason, look, I know this is where I'm supposed to ask you questions. So let me move back in. There's been a lot going on. A lot have been thrown at these businesses. Like I said, you all have dealt with the pandemic more than anyone I've seen. You know, we have the Great Resignation going on. There's been a war. We're starting to now come into inflation challenges, just to name a handful of things. So I think what we want to know is, what do you make of all of this, and what is ConnectWise doing to help?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously lots have been thrown at all of us, and you know, I could probably talk, you know, for days on, you know, the challenges and whatnot, but you know, I'll kind of try to group it and put it into a couple of themes, and only focus on a few. First, and not necessarily IT Nation specific, there's a lot of talk in the media and around the world about a potential global recession. Here's what I'd tell you all, and keep in mind, I'm no economist, right, Craig?
Nope.
It's not what I do. But here's what I'll say. Here in Australia and New Zealand specifically, there are over 1.5 million small and medium businesses here. If you take into consideration micro businesses, so the 1-2 person that working from home has a business, you're talking 3.5 to 4 million businesses. It's important to note that here in Australia, 86% of them that have been surveyed are stating that they are or are expecting to grow this year alone. These are your prospects, these are your customers, and they need managed service providers. They need you all. For those that have already sat through a Paul Dipple session, and if not, he may cover this tomorrow, he goes through the difference of your peers and cohorts between North America, EMEA, and APAC, and you'll see in some of the revenue mix that managed services lag a little bit here in Australia, New Zealand, APAC region. This is a great opportunity for you to bridge that gap to your peers in North America. So a little bit more specific to IT Nation. So my team, the leadership team throughout ConnectWise, started a little over a year ago, year and a half ago, speaking with 1,000 partners globally every month in our Executive Connect calls. What we are hearing from partners globally is that they are expecting to continue to thrive in their managed services aspect of their business, no matter what is thrown at them, including many of you in this room today and here this week. Our partners here in Australia, New Zealand are seeing growth. In fact, the numbers that we're seeing and hearing from you all on is you're all growing at an average of over 16% year-on-year growth. And the IT Nation community here is strong. Well over 1,000 active partners and over 17,000 users on our business management platform. Second, right, and we've had many conversations this week for those that have been here for the Evolve peer group meetings, job vacancies. It's only getting worse and will continue to get worse. This is one of the most challenging times in history relating to job vacancies. And yes, you're all experiencing it here as well in Australia, New Zealand, APAC region, you and your customers. Currently, there's about 480,000 job vacancies in Australia alone. This represents a 111% increase from May of 2020 to May of 2022. Think about that, 111% increase in job vacancies in a 2-year time frame. Job vacancies globally were expected to grow to 85 million vacant roles by 2030, and that's a pre-pandemic study. Think about applying what happened with the pandemic and the Great Resignation, the fact that we don't have skilled workers in certain areas. That is going to be a much bigger number if we don't get ahead of it, if it goes unchecked and unmanaged. Just think about what that means to the economy. Locally here in Australia alone, if we don't get that in line, and if we don't use technology and automation and be able to do more with the same amount of people and train and educate those that are needed, that could have a negative $50 billion economic impact on Australia alone. So those job vacancies were all skill, all trade, all types of industry. If you apply technology and what we all do, that ratio, that percentage of the overall is a disproportionate based on the skills and training that are needed. The good thing is for you all, you're here. You're part of the IT nation, you're part of the ConnectWise journey, and you're invested in making sure that you solve for these challenges. Speaking of the job vacancies, the third thing that I'm going to chat about, Craig, is all things cyber. This is such a bigger problem when you think cybersecurity. Millions of those jobs are vacant. Currently, depending upon what report, study, or whatever you Google, you're going to find a number somewhere between 2.7 to 4 million vacant cyber roles globally. 1.4 million alone in the APAC region. Think about that. Think about what that means for you all, what that means for your customer. There are so many people going unprotected and not prepared for those cyber threats. Also, think about that as an opportunity and why many of you are here today. Look, cyber is not easy, right? The know-how, the knowledge, the experience, the expertise. Look, it's too complex for your team to sell, implement, support, protect. It's way too complex for your customer to even understand what any of this means, or for them to comprehend the impact if something were to happen to them. And come on, let's be honest, many of them don't think anything will happen to them. Then you throw in affordability, right? It's expensive. If you look at just an entry level starting out in the cyber, a cyber analyst, for example, you're looking at here in Australia and New Zealand, the average rate in Australian dollars is around $100,000 to $150,000 a year salary. Small businesses can't afford that. Many of you may think that you can't afford that. But I will tell you, if you do figure out how to make it happen, or if you partner with a company like ConnectWise, you will get ahead, right? It will pay dividends and it will help you. Again, SMBs are at a disadvantage. They need you, right? These complexities will only continue to grow. One too far. I need my points up.
I'm trying,
so
boss.
Look,
I'm trying,
hey, you told me if we screw up, just to keep going with it. So
we have a tech person in the room. This thing is malfunctioning.
So look, complexities will continue to grow. For those MSPs that get ahead of it, it's opportunity. You will grow, you'll grow above average compared to your peers. But not only that, think about what that means for your valuations of your company, right? Think about if you're solving these complexities, if you're invested in cybersecurity, if you're protecting yourself, protecting your customers. When you're at that point in your journey to say, hey, you want to exit, those empire builders and mode theories that we launched last year, you're going to be more attractive to them.
Yeah, look, I actually see this as great news, right? There's a lot of data here that could get you concerned. But, what we're saying is you guys have been doing a great job managing through this.
For
right?
sure.
And you've really set yourselves up to take advantage of opportunities that are coming in the future. So Jason, how is ConnectWise going to help?
Well, look, I mean, and many of these people, I think, I wasn't in the room, but I think a lot of them raised their hand when you said 2011 or 3 years ago and so on. Look, we're fortunate where we are. We're fortunate that we have great partners in a community like you all. Through organic development, through mergers and acquisitions, we have not only positioned ConnectWise, but you all to be in a place to overcome many of these challenges and complexities. So look, if you just think, all right, ConnectWise, where do they play? How do they help us with these complexities and challenges? I'll sum it up into a couple of different things. Some of the leading industry trends when you think technology, digital transformation, right? Think back office, streamlined processes, think documentation, think our business management suite of products and solutions, right? Digital transformation, that's what we do for you all. That's what we help you do for your customers in certain cases. It's more exacerbated over the last couple of years with the pandemic, work from home, do everything remotely, automation, do more with the same based on, those job vacancies and so on. Think unified management monitoring, think RMM, think remote control. Cyber, protecting you, protecting your customers. Think about those complexities, right? These are things that we have brought together in our 40-year, 20-year journey. Last 5 years made huge investments to make this happen. Then think about what we set out to solve even pre-pandemic, pre-global resignation or great resignation, was we were solving based on the feedback that you all had globally for us is help us with talent. We can't hire enough, we can't hire the skilled talent and so on. So we made an acquisition almost 3+ years ago with Continuum to solve that. And we have what we call expert services. So help desk, NOC, SOC, dedicated tech, and so on. We're able to help you with expertise. For those that partner with us, we can not only help with those job vacancies, but we can also help with those skill gaps. We can also help you be more profitable in certain cases when you partner with us on that. And then the big one, right? Because you get people out of university, college, trade school, whatever it may be. It's about enablement. It's education. It's things like IT Nation Connect, evolved peer groups. It's about different tools and programs we have, like the partner program, ConnectWise University. These are all things for us to help invest in you, so you can get your colleagues, invest in your colleagues, get them to where you need them to be.
Apprenticeship program?
Apprenticeship program, yes. So we launched earlier this year, and you'll hear a lot about it at IT Nation Connect in November, apprenticeship program that we're kicking off in partnership with CompTIA, the US government, and so on. Once we get that kicked off, you'll start to hear more about how ConnectWise will bring that forward into other regions like APAC, Australia, New Zealand, and so on.
All right, Jason, thanks for sharing that. It's great information for us to know, and look forward to the future and what it holds for us. Thank you, Jason Mcgee.
Thanks for having me.
All right, now we're going to get into some of the details, right? Jason talked about what things ConnectWise is doing, where we have offerings, because we want to show you that we are supporting you, our partners. We're committed to strengthening our partnership. Now, in November last year, we made some promises, right? We made these 3 promises here. We want to be invested in your growth. We want to be easier to do business with, and we're going to innovate faster. I'm excited to share the progress that we've made. So I'd like to bring out to the stage Jay Ryerse, Vice President of Security Sales. Oh, we shaking? Hey, what's up, Jay?
All right, Craig.
How's it going?
Good.
Here we are.
Thank you. And look, as you and Jason have been talking about, ConnectWise has invested heavily in building growth and programs to help support all of you as our partners. We've done it with solving the labor challenges and helping with services like our NOC and our help desk, and my favorite, our security operations center. It's kind of a big deal these days, right?
Yeah, big deal.
So we've done this in a variety of ways, including expanding our teams and adding more technical and vertical market resources for you as our partners. A lot of you don't know about it. We don't do a good job of always sharing this information with you. So I'm glad to be here to be able to have that conversation. For example, though, we talked about our staff and what we've done. You can see some of them here on the screen. Our help desk and our dedicated technicians are available to you as resources to help solve those frontline issues, right? Taking on those challenges that you need when it comes to staffing. Of course, our security operations center with more than 160 SOC analysts designed and focused on protecting you and your clients, 24/7.
Jay, I know a lot of people that have taken advantage of stuff like this to work through the talent challenges. How many people have worked with our help desk or our SOC team? Show of hands. All right, 6 people. That's great.
Liar.
Maybe they need to be educated now, Jay. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because talent does become the #1 challenge we face when it comes to cybersecurity. Let me re-ask the question. How many of you have someone dedicated to cybersecurity in your business? All they do is cybersecurity. Show of hands. Keep them up. Everybody look around.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Right? There's a good portion of you that are starting to engage in security and building a model around supporting it for your clients. And you have the biggest opportunity to solve that for your clients in this marketplace. That talent shortage will be solved by MSPs and TSPs, just like all of you. Now, when I think about what we've done, it's not just the people, right? It's what we've gone beyond that with the SOC, and we've even gone so far as adding an incident response team.
Yeah, the incident response team is pretty big.
Our partners were asking about this quite a bit. They're like, hey, we had a really bad day and we didn't know what to do, right? So we built a team dedicated to helping with the forensic research and the incident response processes necessary to help you solve those challenges on those darkest days. And beyond that, we've gone to the cybersecurity research unit.
Yep.
This is probably the most exciting thing that you need to know about. Our cybersecurity research unit is hunting inside of the 50 to 70 billion events a day that our security teams are seeing, coming from our ConnectWise SIM and MDR solutions, and hunting for indicators of compromise that are impacting you and your clients. Now think about it for just a moment. There's lots of research companies that are targeting the enterprise space. All the major firewall vendors have research labs, right? We've heard about them, but none of them are really focused on the SMB, the clients that you're dealing with. If you're a threat actor, where are you going to test your attacks? In the SMB space. And so our CRU actually allows us to see those threats, protect our partners, take positive action to defend you and your clients in a way that nobody else is doing in the marketplace. And that's just part of being a partner with ConnectWise. It's exciting. And of course, as we continue to invest, it allows our partners to be able to scale and build their businesses profitably.
Yeah, and I think this brings up an important point, right? So as we've been working with partners, building out cybersecurity, as Jason said, we've been talking to a lot of partners. One of the questions we get is, hey, what do I got to do to build an MSSP, Managed Service Security Provider? And then once we get into the details, we're like, wait, I have to hire these people. How much do they cost? $150,000 a year. Well, that's costs are too high. We then lay out our MSP Plus framework. I hope a lot of people in here have seen it. Jay and team have done a great job of simplifying a lot of the cybersecurity frameworks that are out there. Once we get into that, they quickly realize, ooh, I can't afford this. And then they partner with us and they're able to deliver advanced cybersecurity very quickly. What is your take on that conversation?
Well, I couldn't agree more. I mean, what does good look like is a challenge we all have. And as we build our practices, we can lean on each other for IT services, but security has been a whole new space. And so, this, we've had this conversation. Who's got extra engineers laying around waiting for the next ticket?
Does
Do you guys have some?
Anybody have an extra? And are those the engineers you want working on cybersecurity tickets? Listen, I get it. It's like they don't enter their time, they don't do their notes, not following the tasks. Those aren't people you want working on cybersecurity. It's not, right? So, having built a cybersecurity practice, what does good look like?
Yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of investment in time, talent, treasure, and we think about it from how do we enable your team? So what's this going to look like? So in the last year, we actually rolled out our ConnectWise Partner Program. You've heard a little bit about it, and we focused on cybersecurity in our first year. And that team now is 70 plus colleagues worldwide, focused on helping you build your practice. We're focusing on marketing, focusing on teaching your teams how to sell security, because it's not about red boxes and blinky lights. And ultimately make sure your engineers and your engineering team are enabled to be able to deliver those services effectively. You'll see it with cross-integration functionality and tools when Jake comes up, a lot of capability. But ultimately what we found is that partners that are engaging in security, and there's some stats from service leadership you'll hear more about over the next few days, that the top quartile of partners that have invested in security in the last year grew at 30%, and they put 16% to the bottom line. The next two quartiles, like half of you, grew 57% in security, but you only added 1 extra percent to the bottom line. You're actually working harder, not smarter. We want to build that operational maturity into your systems, and our teams are dedicated on doing that. Now, in the last...
But this is why you built the partner program, right?
Yeah,
to get through challenges like this.
Yeah, it's those frameworks that we've done to actually get there. So
and look, we're talking partner program. Those of you that have been a partner for a long time, you're like, man, ConnectWise has so many different programs. If this is the first you've heard of this, what is the latest with it?
Yeah, so we built this team, again, 70 plus colleagues around the world, focused on marketing. I've got 10 people, all they do is marketing with our partners on how to take your business to market. Not ConnectWise marketing, your marketing, helping you build it out. We've got teams dedicated to helping you sell. We've got security sales engineers, security architects to help you build out that practice and really focus on accelerating that business, having a good conversation with your current clients and landing new logos and new business outside of that space, and ultimately helping you build your recurrent revenue as a service provider.
Yeah. And what's coming though?
Yeah.
They may have this now.
Yeah, in the last 24 hours, you've received an email that looks like this. So our partner program has got 2 levels, right? It has a registered level, which is available to everybody here. You can log in right now. You can find that email that's in your mailbox. Click on it. I know, click on the email sounds bad. I'm a security guy, right?
What if it doesn't look like this and you click it, you fail?
Yeah, but you go choose lost password and it'll give you access to a lot of those resources. For those of you that are do-it-yourselfers that want the white label content, the videos, the training, the knowledge you need to help go to market, it's all there for the entire ConnectWise community. For those of you that want to invest more and have someone do it with you, then we've got programs in our accelerate level of the program to help you drive that. But this is the first step. You just go out and say, yes, hey, I want to get in and get logged into the portal, and our teams will work with you. By the way, I'm going to selfishly say we've got a session this afternoon talking more about how to build your practice and what it looks like to grow it.
Shameless plug. All right.
Shameless plug.
Look, I love what you guys have done here. So much information. So what is next? What's happening next?
So we're going to continue to invest in cybersecurity, but we also believe that there's other areas where, as partners, you've been asking for help. Think BCDR, Business Continuity Disaster Recovery, which is a security control, but a lot of you are like, yeah, we've got some issues there, and we're trying to figure out how to do it. What does it look like, and how do I staff it? So we're going to expand the program there and give you the capabilities and the knowledge to help you go to market and drive additional revenue there. And of course, here in market, we've got our evolved cybersecurity peer groups. I'm very excited about what that looks like. It's partners working together to build their programs and doing the security together, because at the end of the day, cybersecurity is a team sport. So, Craig, we've also invested heavily in the IT Nation. I mean, you've been running this now for as long as I've known you.
Yeah. And look, Jay, I want to thank you for coming. Oh, shake hands this time.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Jay
Thank
Ryerse.
you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. We're going to keep this moving so we keep your attention. I know how it goes. All right. Like you said, yes, we are making a lot more investments, right? That first promise, invest in your growth. We continue to do that. We have a lot of resources available to you, and I get it. You're busy running your business. You can't keep up with all of our emails. You can't keep up with everything going on in the university. So I'm going to point out the stuff right now that I think you should know. First and foremost, where are we making an investment? Right here. It's hiding right here. We're at IT Nation Connect. We're invested in this, and we need you to invest your time and talent over the next couple days, with the networking, learn, engage, explore. Next, we're expanding our training in the university. We have certifications focused on cybersecurity and in-depth product usage, based on role. And what I've heard from a lot of partners is, man, this stuff's been great because I get my employees there, my colleagues, and then they also feel like I am invested in their career, right? A big way of retaining talent. This is also the easiest way to level up your team on industry best practices. We have over 9,000 people certified through our courses. The cybersecurity fundamentals, partners are sending everyone in their company to that, right? It's free. And then it instills a cybersecurity culture in your business. Then we have the share events, known as user groups. How many people have been to a share user group? Awesome. Look, this is a great place to go to network. I know I keep saying that. But the social aspect of this is great. But really, send your people, receive that in-depth product training that has all the best practices we curate from this community. Okay. In fact, we've got one coming up in Melbourne on November 30th, and then we're going to be in Auckland on December 7th. How many Kiwis do we have in the room? All right. I actually got to spend 4 hours in New Zealand on my way here. Beautiful country. The airport is amazing. I was like, does it count? Yes, when you buy a visa just to transfer, it most certainly counts. You've been to the country. I love it. Added it to my list. Didn't get the stamp though. Then we have IT Nation peer groups. You're going to hear a lot about this, right? There is no bigger return on investment in your business than what being a member of this peer group can deliver. Okay, we've invested in strengthening this program. We've added service leadership to it. Right? This is where you can do benchmarking and operational maturity measurements. And if you're wondering, wait, what is all this service leadership? Well, the wonder ends tomorrow. I keep saying this guy's amazing, Paul Dipple, his keynote. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, this is the last one. Let's give this guy a big thank you. But look, evolve, right? What I want you to know, what happens in Evolve? We put you in groups with your peers to drive accountability. We want you to find success in your business, whatever that means. Listen, one of the funnest questions I've ever got working at ConnectWise, someone called me and says, hey, you keep talking about success. Hey, what is success? And I said, oh man, if you're asking me, you're in trouble. Only you know. You know, is it having that business stability? Is it being able to take vacation? Whatever it is for you, we want you to find that. All right. Being a member, you will become more financially proficient. You'll understand how to build strategy, and we will ensure you are improving your operational maturity. Evolve is the best in class. Right? And I know there's a lot of members here. And if you're wondering who they are, I think a lot of them have a little gold star on their badge. So if you look for them, talk to them. Please raise your hand if all members in the room. We have almost 100 here. Look at this. Thank you. Thank you for being a member. And look, if you're wondering to have more information, the laugh every time I say this, stop by our stand. So used to saying booth. Look, find out how to become a member. I'll be there. There'll be someone from ConnectWise there. But look, don't take my word for it. This is not an IT Nation event. If we don't bring a partner up here to show their story, I love this community and I love this guy. You know, I've known him for 10 years. I'd like to introduce to the stage Zaun Bhana of Lead Consulting.
Hey. Hi, buddy.
Did we end up arm wrestling when that thing called?
Yeah, when the fire happened.
I think you beat
in our
me,
user group. Yeah. I blame Craig.
So for those of you that don't, know Zaun, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, look, we're a managed service provider, just like many of you in the room. We got started back in 2004, and we have 30 staff based out of Perth. And it sounds weird to say this now, sounds like I'm talking about last century, but we got onboarded with ConnectWise in 2007.
2007. Is there anybody here that's 2007 or before?
Oh, look.
Oh, man, it's a contest. Oh, Tim Brewer.
Well done. They have more hair than us, Craig.
We're going to challenge them to a contest later.
Yeah.
Wait, she still has her hand up. You're like, yes, I am definitely beating this guy. Okay. That's awesome. So, look, I've known you for over a decade. It's great to share the stage with you, right? I've seen you have success in business, importantly in life, right? What are the milestones? Let's talk about the successes, the failures. Because look, you're not trying. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
True. And look, it definitely feels like some years we've had more failure milestones than success milestones. So I'm not going to stand up here as some kind of tall poppy and say that we've arrived anywhere. It's just hopefully to share a few short, quick lessons on some of our experiences. But I would say for us as a business, I'm not technical. So my business partner, Lee, he is the technical one. So finding a great business partner or a great team member who's technical that you can grow, that's been a standout success. And if you see me in a 101 beginner session, you know why, because I'm not technical. So that team for us has also been a big success. So we've been able to take our team and turn our leadership team into an amazing part of the organization who run so much of what we do day to day. And they're responsible for how Leap operates and what we deliver. And I just love that quote that your clients will never be happier than your team. And so for us, team is a huge part of what we're looking for. So finding, recruiting A players, just like everyone else here, that's what we're doing. So for us, team is huge. And Craig, you've been part of the ConnectWise team for a long time. Long time.
Yeah.
How many staff are there in ConnectWise now?
So we have a little over 2,700.
2,700. And what team number were you? What employee number were you, Craig? Are you happy to admit that?
Yeah, so I was number 31.
Can we thank Craig, number 31? He's still here.
I actually started, there's a funny story. I actually started with the MSP in Tampa and was using the software and worked for David Bellini. Some of you may know Arnie Bellini. But I remember saying to him one day, hey, where's this software come from? Like, my brother makes this. I said, does he sell it to people? That's how I got on Arnie's radar.
So you've spent a lot of time at ConnectWise. You've invested a lot of time being there. What keeps you there? What keeps you staying with ConnectWise?
I mean, I know it sounds corny and everyone's like, yeah, right, roll his eyes, but it's the partners. I love, talking to you all. You'll see me in the booth, the stand. And what it's just fulfilling to see you all find success, right? Whatever I can do to share back with you that I learned. So yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks for putting me on the spot.
I always got to put him on the spot because he's always used to putting everyone else on the spot. So
Yeah.
time for us has been such a huge part of why we chose ConnectWise. You know, choosing a platform and a partnership for the long term, not just the short term. It's kind of like an unintended benefit because for us being with ConnectWise, you know, we got on board with BrightGauge, we got on board with Quosal, we got on board with Continuum, and then ConnectWise bought them. So that saved our team a ton of time because we didn't have to go and choose other different vendors. So that's an unintended consequence that you think about in your business is long-term partnerships can pay dividends. And that's an exciting part of when you work with an organization like ConnectWise over the long term. And for us in WA, a lot of people talk about us as the state that where everything happens, you've got to wait a while. Being with ConnectWise and their innovation has really helped us. So for us, that's been a significant part of our journey. But time isn't just systems, time is also personal. And in our business, my business partner, Lee, technical founder, he had to step out of our business. He had a significant personal event, and he had to step out of our business for 10 months. And if you're not technical like me and you lose your technical founder for 10 months, that's a major issue.
Yeah, yeah. So how'd you get through that though?
Well, look, it was a really difficult time. It was a ton of heartache. And through it all though, we were really fortunate. We had an incredible group of people. We had great systems. We had fantastic relationships. And we were able to rely on so many of those peers like you in this room. And there are people in this room that helped us through that. There are people in the community that stepped up and became part of our extended team, if you like. And there's people that have gone on to work for other companies and other roles that really became leaders for us in that moment. And so each of those times, we leaned very heavily on our evolved peer group to get us through that. And so I'm eternally grateful for everyone that played a part in that transition.
Yeah, and you talked about Evolve, and I mentioned it earlier. You've been a big part of it. So many of you are here. So those that aren't in it, how has it been beneficial? What are some of the big benefits?
Oh, look, it definitely feels like we won Lotto when we joined Evolve without knowing what it was. We're a random group of people in a small Sydney airport hotel in 2010 who I had no idea who anyone was and wasn't sure what we joined. And for us, though, it has been the most foundational, deliberate, right choice that we've made. It has transformed our business and has provided us with a direct link into so many best practices, trends, and ways of connecting in with ConnectWise and the ecosystem, both in Australia, in New Zealand, overseas, that we never would have had access to before. So we really underestimated how good that peer group was. And for us, that benchmarking and hearing from other peers, it was like a shortcut. If you ever play snakes and ladders, it was a ladder and we were avoiding the snakes. And that's what peer groups meant to us.
Yeah, so, you know, in being a part of that peer group, so there's something we rolled out, which we're going to roll out to all of our partners. Like I said, we have a lot of content. We know it's tough for you to get through it. We have a thing we're introducing called modes theory, right? We want to understand what mode you're in your business so we can better deliver content. And that mode might be startup mode, value builder mode, balance builder mode, empire mode. You recently took the assessment.
I did. You twisted my arm. So I had to do it early. Yeah, yeah.
Tell us, you know, what mode you're in and how did that help you by understanding that?
Yeah, so we put it in the magic AI algorithm that you guys have invented. But it turned around and said, hey, you guys are value builders. And so for us, being a value builder is focusing on profitability and growth over the long term, consistently, somewhat methodically, but also looking at how we can be more efficient, more mature over time. So that's what we've come out at.
And then did understanding that mode, were you able to apply it in your business?
Yeah, so we've taken that mode and been able to use that as the framework for sharing with all of our leadership team to say, hey, here's where we're going, and all of our company. Here's where we're going as owners. Here's where we're going as a business. Here's what this means. And for us, that means we can take that. We've got an amazing group of leaders that we're developing and growing. Some of them are here today. And so we're using that as a framework to share and help everyone in the company, because too often your people in your company are asking, where is this business going? They want to know. And as owners, that's a role that we should play, and Modes has allowed us to make that happen.
And look, I know we don't have it on here. I'm just going to ad-lib this right now. If you're like, wait, what's this mode? I want to figure this out. If you go to connectwise.com/modes, you can complete an assessment too. So, Zaun, thank you for having the courage to come up here. It's good to see you. Thank you. All right. Yeah. All right. So, look, 3 promises, right? 1, invest in your growth. Next, I said, we're going to make it easier to do business with, right? We are committed to the success of this partnership. We want to know, I want you to know everything we've been doing along the way, right? We made this promise. We've been making progress. Let's get into it. A year ago, I know we have our sales team, account management, but as far as colleagues that work with you, we only had 4 a year ago, right? We had 3 in IT Nation and we had 1 in partner success. Fast forward to today, right? We have 3 in onboarding, 1 in partner success, 1 in partner care, 3 in IT Nation, and importantly, 10 in product support. In country, we've increased from 4 to 18 because we are dedicated to the experience that you have with us, right? Big deal. Last year also, if you were at Connect or you were on YouTube and you're like me and you like to watch the keynotes, we announced that we were going to roll out a concept called account teams, right? Because we had heard this feedback when Jason said we engage a lot of our partners. We heard this feedback. We wanted to improve things like how you get licensing, billing challenges, escalations. Account teams are assembled to do that, right? So in an account team, we have all the necessary functions: account management, partner success, product support, partner care, finance, billing, and so on. These teams are empowered with processes and procedures to work together quickly, and importantly, they have executive sponsorship in the company. I am a part of a pod, account team pod, and they come to me and we break through things and get it done. So this team is dedicated to making these improvements, and we've got so much we're throwing behind it to make it happen. And I've been hearing from partners saying things are getting better. I've had a lot of great experiences since then, so continue to have patience with us. I appreciate that. We've also made great strides on internal systems. Look, I just want to tell you, right, this is a partnership. What are we doing? You know, we've acquired along the way, and you know, we've assembled a lot of teams. We're finally now all operating on the same system, so that you're ensuring you're getting the same consistent, repeatable experience when we move in the future. But speaking of the future, let's move to, I'm sure, what you all want to hear: product innovation, right? What is ConnectWise doing? Where are you at? Where are you going? So I am excited to announce to the stage Executive Vice President and General Manager, Jake Varghese. Come on out.
Correct.
Oh, my God.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm so excited to be here
Yes,
at IT Nation
he
Connect.
is.
Yeah, you like that?
I felt it.
Because I'm feeling it. Because I asked our friends up there to say, can I walk into AC/DC, right? I know it kind of dates me a little bit, but you know, I got Beck. That's okay. I'm going to bring in the excitement. So last year at IT Nation Connect in North America, we announced ASIO.
ASIO, wait, ASIO? Listen, ASIO here is something different. It's kind of like Fight
Oh, that's
Club.
right.
We don't talk about it. You don't want to get on their radar.
Oh, gosh.
I think you need to clarify what ASIO is.
Oh, well, you know, to anyone that's listening that's not in this room, right, I need to get back home. But Craig, thank you for that timely reminder. But ASIO for us, we named it after a genus of owls because, you know, as you know, here at ConnectWise, we have a lot of affection for owls, right? But what it really is, it is the go-forward foundation for all of our solutions. And now to be clear, this is not about sunsetting products, right? It is all about enabling our partners to work more efficiently. And now you're wondering, wait, Jake, I've kind of heard about this ASIO thing, but what do I care as a partner? I mean, why should I think about ASIO? Now, here's why it's so important. In the near future, all of our products will be reimagined and built on top of ASIO or deeply integrated with it. And while we're doing this, right, we're not just going to simply lift and shift what we have today and put it on top of a modern platform that is scalable and secure, et cetera. We're going to reimagine it. And we're going to reimagine the user experience all around how it is that you want to use our products and our solutions.
Yeah, listen, this is what I like to hear, right? Because we know the world, the customers you support have grown to understand what technology is going to do, right? And they want, and you and your teams, right? You want it to be intuitive, delightful, but importantly, easy. So will it be easy?
Absolutely. You know, it's to us, I mean, jokes aside, we're all about making business easier. whether it's about your technicians going about their day-to-day work, whether it's about your billing folks trying to get invoices out consistently and accurately, or whether it is you as an owner and an operator trying to understand, am I able to grow my business profitably? With ASIO, you have this powerful workflow engine that can automate your most tedious tasks and also have this beautiful, I mean, incredibly beautiful user experience that you can use for your day-to-day, right? And one of the things that we're focusing on, and I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record, is because we're so focused on taking care of your needs and enabling you to be able to differentiate your services while continuing to grow your business profitably.
This is great stuff. I'm excited for the future. You know, I want our partners to have tools that are going to help drive employee engagement, right? I know your employees want to have good tools. I'm an auto mechanic on the side, and I know I like my Snap-on tools, right? That makes me feel good. We want a product that differentiates, but customer satisfaction, right? We want to make sure your customers feel like they're getting a modern experience, like something we've never seen in the industry. So I appreciate that you're making this public, right? This is a big deal because we want our partners, you, to know that we're on this journey together, and we want you to be steadfast for the future. This is a big announcement.
Absolutely, Craig. I mean, I wish I was a little bit more handy like you, but I have this massive head, so I got to, make it up for it in some other way. But in terms of alignment of taking care of our partners, completely agreed with you. So now that we've heard about ASIO, let's kind of talk a little bit more about some of the innovation that we've done across the various business units. The first one is cybersecurity. You heard Mr. Jay Ryerse talk a lot about cybersecurity. I got to tell you, I'm so excited about the set of products and services that this team has brought about in just over the past several months, right? But let's start with the vision for cybersecurity. As you know, Craig.
Yeah, I love that you're going to get into this because I still meet so many partners, and there's some of you probably in the room that don't know everything we're doing in our products to transform your business with cybersecurity, right? We do help you deliver advanced cybersecurity protection and become what we call an MSP plus. So, look, I want to ask the audience, how many of you here are still working on your cybersecurity tech stack, the tools you need to deliver it? Don't be shy. Yep, now hands are going up. Okay, I'll admit it. Yes.
Well, in order to deliver on our cybersecurity vision of being the trusted security provider for TSPs, right? And in order to address the stack question that you asked, and by the way, I get asked that question a lot. Even yesterday, when I was talking to our Evolve partners, I got that question. Jake, what is the best practice stack for cybersecurity? So we created this graphic to answer precisely that question. So all the way at the top, you will see our cybersecurity expert services that consists of our fastest growing service, managed detection and response, MDR. Right, feeling the acronyms a little bit?
Yeah, like I appreciate that it's not so much of an acronym puzzle, but there are some.
That's right, but the MDR is powered by our ConnectWise SOC and our newest service, Incident Response, all right? All the way at the bottom, you'll see services where you can do it yourself, and that consists of risk assessments, endpoint security, SIEM, and cloud security, while the services at the top, it's all about ConnectWise doing it on your behalf. So you can see, with cybersecurity, there is a lot going on, and I'm soon going to get out of breath when I get into the UMM pieces, but I'm going to save a little bit until Craig steps in for a moment.
Yeah, and I want to point out something, right? So a lot of you raise your hand. You're like, all right, I'm still learning the tech stack. Listen, I've been here a while. I met so many partners early on in managed services that were like, yeah, I'm doing managed services. I'm like, cool, let me see your tool stack that you have. I have a remote control tool, right? Some people laughed. There was a lot of people faking managed services early on, right? And they said, look, I got to compete. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this tool here. I'll figure it out along the way. I'll get an RMM and a PSA. And look, and at ConnectWise, we said, oh, we got to put those two together. So we took those two tools, put them together, and what was the first thing every partner said? Man, this thing's creating a lot of tickets. Can you shut this off? This is a lot of noise, right? Look. And I hear partners today saying, yeah, I do advanced cybersecurity protection. I have an EDR. And I'm like, you do? How are you doing that? Are you doing the same thing you did when you got into RMM? Like, and how are you going to keep up with all these logs? Because the truth is, when you look at every one of these big incidents in the news, a log picked this person up first, months ago before they came in, just like the RMM picks up, hey, you got a bad sector on this hard drive. Is someone seeing that? Right? Are you going to be able to keep up with that? Do you have the tool set to do that? Do you have the expert services to do that? Probably not. And I'm not trying to scare you, but it's the reality. There's too many things to look at here. And again, if you miss that log that says, oh, there was a connection from Warsaw, Poland here, this isn't right, right? And our teams can alert you. So I think, you know, we got a lot to cover here, but the important thing is you need to be proactive. You need to document. We all love to document, right? Yeah, let's do applause. Jake.
Hey, Craig.
We've automated this. How can they do that?
That's right. You know the threat landscape is evolving. It's very complex. So you need a company like ConnectWise to keep an eye out for you, so that we're tracking cyber criminals, so that you don't have to. Right? That's incredibly important. So now we kind of talked about the vision. We talked about how we approach it. Let's kind of get into details, because that's why I like IT Nation Connect. I want to tell you about what you can do today, what capabilities you can start using today. The very first one is risk assessment. So how many folks on here know risk assessment? All right, the entire crowd goes crazy. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
It's so fun.
it's so much fun. With risk assessment, I know that this product has been around for a while, right? For the couple of folks that don't know it, it's pretty neat because it does the following. The first one is it assesses your endpoints and your computers, and it does a scan and tells you what are the vulnerabilities. That's awesome. The second thing is it looks up the dark web and says, are your usernames and passwords, are they compromised? The third thing is even better. It takes a look at your email settings and says, are you in a posture where your email could be compromised from a spam perspective? I know that when we originally released it, the resounding feedback that we got from partners was, Jake, this is extremely complex. We heard you.
It's a lot of
Loud
questions.
and clear. That's a lot of questions. And we said, so we went back, fundamentally redesigned it, we rebranded it, and we brought it back to you, and now it is a joy to use, especially for the sales folks out there. All you have to do is send this link out to your prospect or to your existing customer. They click something, and automatically an assessment gets done, and one of these beautiful reports gets sent out to you.
I think that link thing can come back to the email, right? Let's see if your customers click it, right?
That's right.
It's pretty funny. Like, oh, you failed already.
Well, the second capability that I want to talk about from a cybersecurity perspective is solution sets for your favorite PSA manage. Right?
I love these. These are the templates to manage. How many people have gone out to that shared marketplace and downloaded a service board, a workflow rule, and Freddie did it? Yeah, right? Yeah. We got some good new ones. Tell them.
I always think about best practices where I can just get stuff out of the box.
Yeah.
And these solution sets are exactly that.
Yeah.
With that, what you can do is you can have a detailed onboarding process for new customers. You don't have to rethink it. Yeah. Second thing is you have a standardized incident response plan. And the third piece is you have a central location to capture the security alerts from the wide variety of security tools that you use. This is an awesome capability. It's available right now. You should definitely use it if you haven't.
Listen, I've been dying to use the pointer.
Let's do it.
I was putting it on everybody earlier. Look, this one right here. This is a big one. You can go out and download a project template for an incident response plan. All right? You've done all the preparation. You have all the tools in place to deliver cybersecurity. Then something happens. Then what do? Right? You can use our incident response service, or that team that we pay millions of dollars to have, I've already put a plan together. Whoa, not that button. I'm all excited. I got to use the laser pointer. This one. I'd say everybody should go and download that and just have it. So if you ever, and then just kind of read through it so you know what it is. That's a big deal. I'm excited about it, mostly because I helped build it. Download it. Makes me feel better.
Craig, you done with SOP?
You know me.
Hell yeah, let's go. So that's the beautiful thing about IT Boost. We just released standard operating procedures for security, which means, to my previous comment about using stuff that you can just use out of the box as best practices, for cybersecurity, we have roughly 10 plus SOPs that you can use out of the box today with IT Boost. So think about incident response, think about information security policies. All of that is available as a standard operating procedure with IT Boost.
Yeah, this comes back to the joke I made earlier about technicians following the rules, following the tasks. This stuff is there. documented, ready to go. So again, another way we're helping invest in your growth, you know, the talent challenges you're having, getting it documented so that you can get more junior people following these things and making sure you're there, right? We want to automate, right? A lot of people think automation, it's technical stuff, right? You got to start getting focused on the automation, what people are doing.
All right.
Documented.
So now that we've heard about ASIO, now that we've heard about cybersecurity, right, let's talk about unified monitoring and management. Yeah. And if I was out of breath previously, I'm seriously going to be out of breath on this section because my friends on the UMM team have been super busy over the past several months creating a bunch of innovations, right? But before I get into that, I just want to talk about the vision of UMM. With unified monitoring and management, the vision is to be the single source of truth for TSPs by unifying, automating, and securing technology solutions. We do so by becoming the de facto system of intelligence for TSPs, and we provide full stack observability and monitoring for everything that a TSP cares about, which includes endpoints, devices, networks, cloud services, users, applications. I'm out of breath. We are evolving our automation to augment the TSP resources, especially at a time where we have such massive talent shortage. So it's just perfect timing.
Yeah, this is the future of endpoint management, what we're doing here, right? The future of keeping customers up and productive. I'm meeting more and more partners that are saying, look, I just need the outcome of RMM, right? I just need the monitoring management without all the overhead burden of managing a tool and having this big, robust tool set. I just need it to work, right? This is going to give you the ability to deliver that while still having the option to have that deep tech tool, right? If you have those techs that are like me that, you know, in the 90s took those expensive courses and you want to continue to use that knowledge, you can. But the future is showing us that, hey, I just need a tool that's going to work, give it to me next, and it's doing it. We've got it all for you.
Yeah, in recent months, we've released so many updates that I talked about, right? Custom monitors, PSA integration, alerts, patching, reports, IntelliMonitor reports, virtualization management, and so much more. In fact, just with CWRMM, over the course of the last 6 months, we've released 450 plus feature updates with CWRMM. Now that is the true power of ASIO. We're able to get this feedback from our partners and are able to quickly respond. And now, once again, let's go into the details, right? Yeah. That's where it's all at. The very first thing that I want to talk about is our integration with Microsoft Intune.
Intune, there it is.
See, Craig, how would you like to have a service where you can see your key device and compliance information for Intune for multiple client tenants right on the exact same main device management page? Would you like that?
Yes, I've learned that technicians want to have it all on one screen.
Well, you got it, Craig. That's what you got with our Intune integration with CWRMM is, and the beautiful thing about this, I know this much used, perhaps abused adage of single pane of glass, that's what we have, right? You don't have to shift, you don't have to context shift away from CWRMM device management place to figure out what's happening with Intune.
But importantly, patch, right? Patching. You
Absolutely.
can't do cybersecurity without patching.
I'm so excited about patching improvements. I know it sounds a little crazy. Patching improvements, really, Jake? I am. Because you can now patch your Mac OS devices using the exact same framework and UI that you would use to patch your Windows devices. Also, very importantly, patching will now support rolling out Windows feature updates as part of the same mechanism. And here's my personal favorite. You can get all of your patching information right within the analytics solution of your choice, BrightGauge.
BrightGauge. How many people are using BrightGauge? Right. Yes.
And
love
the
it.
crowd goes crazy. Awesome. All right. So from a UMM perspective, let's talk about Communicator, aka the system tray. My personal favorite because I like those right-click options.
Yeah.
We've done a bunch of updates to Communicator, and users can now create tickets right from the Communicator and route them to the help desk. Partners can now send messages right from the Communicator page and configure the responses back from the end user. Incredibly powerful capabilities.
And then the tech can write right back to the customer, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, hopefully not writing the same thing I see they're writing in Reddit.
I'm afraid to see what you would have written, Craig. So let's keep moving along.
You don't want me using that tool.
That's right. Now that we've gone past ASIO, we've kind understood what we're doing in cybersecurity and UMM. Let's talk about business management, right?
Yeah.
With business management, that's manage, sell, IT Boost, Brightgate, Smileback, service leadership. These products are all about helping our partners save time and save money, right? We make the entire TSP lifecycle seamless and efficient so that you can focus on taking care of your customers and taking care of your staff while growing your business profitably. Our vision for the business management suite of products is to help accelerate digital transformation for you and for your customers.
Nice.
And we do so by making every actionable piece of information available to you in context within the products that you use on a day-to-day basis. The second thing is we consistently provide you with operational and business insights. And the third thing is we enable you to help your customers grow their business without exposing them to operational risk.
Look, Jay, this is what I'm most excited by, right? Manage is a foundation that so many people have here in their business. It's where I got started at ConnectWise. I've done implementations. I've helped you transform your business. You know, I've heard stories about, you know, partners saying, you know, being able to manage through this has been a big deal. I've had to, you know, during COVID, accelerate digital transformation for my customers, right? How many people have helped customers do that? Right. Restaurants, like, yeah, they got to do online ordering now and delivery and stuff like that. That's been amazing, being able to manage your business through that. But what I want to know, what is next? What is coming?
I got to tell you, Craig, the next capability that I'm going to talk about, I am so excited. Why?
Actually, this is available now.
That's right, because partners have been asking forever for this. And you know, if you don't have a automated dispatcher within your company, you know what happens, right? You know, you have your service desk folks looking at stuff, right? They're trying to assign tickets to themselves, and if you got someone like Craig, maybe there's a little bit of cherry picking going on. Is that true?
Yeah, guilty.
Okay.
Oh, password reset.
That's right.
Got
Boom.
it. Oh, small business server offline.
I get
That's
to artificially
online.
inflate my numbers. You know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But
Yeah.
with this new round robin feature that we've introduced, and you're correct, it is available today.
Yeah.
With Manage, all of those things are in the past, because even if none of this cherry picking was happening, it is just a time consuming and manual exercise that's kind of laborious, doesn't really add value. So let Manage do it for you. So what you can do is you can set up one of these round robin service boats. As tickets coming, they get automatically routed to the right technician. They don't have to worry about it because it gets added to their list of tickets. Let Manage do the work for you.
And I think this is great, right? I know many of you probably have dedicated dispatchers. What's this going to do for me? You know, if you've got a sales board, right? That was one of our best practices we said a long time ago. You have a sales board where everybody sends the sales stuff for the sales team to take and turn into opportunities. You might want to get those automated dispatching so they don't sit there for a while.
Completely agree.
This is a big deal.
Completely agree. Let's go to the next one. All right, so just a quick question. How many folks in here survey customers to understand how you could be delivering a world-class experience? I do. All right, how many folks here know about Smileback? Excellent.
But I think what's important to know is how many people are actually surveying during the service delivery? I know a lot of people do it after. How many are doing it during? Yeah, not so many.
Was that a best practice that you just introduced?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, Smileback, which is the only customer feedback system specifically designed for MSPs and focused exclusively on customer satisfaction, can help you do that. Because you know what happens, in my experience, when you think about CSAT, et cetera, you got to remember to do it. That's exactly, if you were to ask our friends out there, they will say the exact same thing. I meant to do that, Craig, but I couldn't. Right? So with that, we just removed that tension. Right? We've introduced the ability to schedule CSAT reports so you can send it to the right person at the right time, and you can get those reports delivered right into your inbox. So that's part one. The second part is when that information comes back as part of your CSAT report, are you going to be overwhelmed with a bunch of information that just get dropped on you? Or can you just show me the key metrics? I'm happy to report it is the latter. So we were able to take all this information, reorganize it, and make it available to you in a manner that you can consume it and make it very easy.
Yeah, this is a great tool because, you know, I think one of the first keynotes I ever did, we said you got to get focused on customer experience. When we talked about this customer journey, it's like a product manager's 101 training, right? And a lot of people in here are product managers, you don't know it. You're delivering a service. You need to know what's the journey like for the customer, from marketing to selling it, to procuring it, to delivering it, to billing it. Not when it's all done, but as it's happening. So you can pinpoint where you can make improvements. Smileback's going to do that, right? So that you're delivering a reliable and consistent experience. That's what people want, so they can build trust with you. So,
and the next one,
amazing
I am
tool.
so excited to talk about this, because once again, this is something that our partners have been asking forever.
Yeah.
This is the integration of SentinelOne with BrightGauge. And one would ask, why would I need an integration with BrightGauge? Because, SentinelOne has good dashboarding capabilities. Absolutely agree. But can you imagine, you coupled the information that you get from SentinelOne, you add on additional data sources, and now you bring it together with BrightGauge, and the amount of analysis and the insights unparalleled. And that's going to be available in just a couple of weeks. We're working really hard to bring this to you.
Nice.
All right, so thus far, we've talked about Azure, we've talked about cybersecurity, about unified monitoring and management, as well as the business management suite of products. Just because we're here in Australia, in the Gold Coast today, amongst friends, I just wanted to give you a sneak preview of what you could expect to see at IT Nation Connect in Orlando in November, right? So earlier this year, we started the process of reimagining our PSA and CPQ on Azure. Right, so, and the way that we did it was slightly different than maybe you would have expected. We're kind of introducing this in the form of Lego blocks and a manageable chunks of information, and taking that and connecting it right back to your existing managed experience. So, and by the way, don't worry, we'll differentiate the existing one with the new one, but you don't have to worry about syncing or migrating your company sites and contacts information. It'll be done for you in the background. Right? So one of the very first things that we came up with was project management. Why is that, Craig? Why would you think we picked project management?
Well, project management is ramping up as more and more companies are onboarding customers in cybersecurity, as cloud migration is really picked up, and the experience, right? We want to make sure you have a tool that allows you to deliver a unique and consistent experience of onboarding new customers when you're making that impression.
That is a beautiful response. Honestly, the reason I picked it up is because each and every partner meeting that I go into, I get a lot of suggestions about project management.
Yeah.
So Craig had the more, I would say, professional response. I would say, to me, I'm all about listening to partners and saying, what can we do to make your lives better? So at IT Nation Connect in Orlando in November this year, you will see our initial tranche of capabilities, reimagined project management capabilities, specifically around project templates and around project work plans. So that's one. The second capability that we're reimagining is the product catalog. So today, our product catalog is, it could use a little bit of love, is the way that I would describe it. So as part of the reimagination process, we're creating this one authoritative product catalog that covers hardware, software, and services, and it is meant to be very, very extensible by your vendors, by your manufacturers, etc. So the initial tranche of capabilities that we will bring live at IT Nation Connect in Orlando later this year consists of vendor list, product list, manufacturers list, recurrence and bundling of products. I am so excited to bring all these capabilities to you. Now, thus far, you're wondering, you've been very patient with me and Craig, and you're wondering, Jake, so this is all cool and stuff, but what's up with all the known issues? And yeah, what are you gonna do for me? Your partners are using your product right now. First of all, I hear you loud and clear. Since I joined Connect, it's about 6.5 months ago, I've been extremely focused on driving down the number of known issues, and Josh there can tell you that is the truth. And so that is also another area of innovation for us, is we are putting together a partner-facing roadmap for addressing known issues. This way, you can go to ConnectWise University and take a look at when a specific issue is expected to be resolved.
Yeah, look, that's a big deal, because I think some people in here email me and ask me about those. So I'm really looking forward to that. And look, I know this is the first time you met Jake. He's really driving accountability inside of here, right? We want to make sure that You know when it's going to be fixed. Like, am I going to have to institute some big workaround? How long? Or could I just wait? I love it. Thank you for doing that.
And Craig, I got to tell you, I highly debated whether I should talk about this next one, but you know what? Since we're amongst friends, I thought I'll just share it. How many folks here use Calendar Sync? All right.
Whoa.
And the crowd goes wild.
Okay, I'm going to stand behind him now.
How many?
Okay, go ahead.
How many folks here had issues with Calendar Sync?
Yep.
Oh, not that many. Okay, I'm so happy to hear that. Well, let me share. Let me be the first one to tell you that was one of the first things that Jason Mcgee, our CEO, asked me to look at. We put together this cross-functional team of just folks that really, I mean, a lot of them were just previously MSPs. They know the value and the importance of a Calendar Sync. I'm very happy to report we are almost done with fixing all of the Calendar Sync issues. And wait, there's more. We added capabilities into Calendar Sync that you, our beloved partners, asked us to add to Calendar Sync. Stuff like directional sync, right? Please let me manage which way it needs to be synced. All of that capabilities are in. So when you're thinking about innovation, it's not just about new capabilities in new products, but it's also existing capabilities and also extensive known issues.
Yeah, but we're not done there.
That is right, Craig.
This is going longer.
We have one more very special thing that we want to announce to you. And for that, I want to invite back Jason Mcgee, CEO of ConnectWise.
So, ladies, here all week. So hopefully you've enjoyed the show. It's going to stream live on one of those streaming platforms. So look, you heard a lot, right? There's a lot. If you take nothing, if you take one thing away, hopefully you see that there's a lot going on, right? And we truly are invested in your success and your growth and helping you solve those complexities and challenges. If you remember before I exited the stage before, I mentioned what are we doing? Digital transformation, automation, remote, all of that good stuff. Cyber, protecting you, protecting your customers. Expert services, we're enabling, educating you all, right? Got tools and programs and platforms and all that stuff. And I'm happy to say that today we're announcing that we'll also, under the business management solution of products and under Jake's leadership, we're also going to be in the fintech space. So Jake, why don't you share a bit more with us?
Thank you, Jason. I know I'm an excitable person because I get excited a lot because I get to work with all you folks, but I am the most excited about this announcement. As Jay mentioned, right, today we're announcing that ConnectWise is acquiring a local Australian fintech company, an amazing company with incredible colleagues, great product, great IP, WiseSync. And I'd like to invite the CEO and founder of WiseSync, Paul McNeil. Paul, on behalf of the IT Nation community, our partners, and all of our colleagues at ConnectWise, I want to extend a very warm welcome to you and to the rest of the team at WiseSync. It is so great to have you be part of this family.
Well, what can I say? Home ground advantage. Australia, we just launched. WiseSync to the world. So it's such a privilege to be up here today to thank my team, to thank ConnectWise for having the trust in us to take the opportunity of payment automation, which is a core tenet of success in business. When we talk about the financial literacy of business, it starts with cash flow. The number of times that we hear businesses have automated their payments, reduced their time of collections, and how that's impacted their daily lives as well as the outcomes of their financial performance as well. So to the many partners that are in this room today, thank you. You trusted us from the start in 2012 when we first launched through to today. We support over 850 partners worldwide, and it's such a privilege to be part of this journey together with you. To launch this here in Australia is a first. And more importantly, thank you to my team, thank you to my partners, and thank you to everyone that supported WiseSync over that journey. So thank you, everyone. Paul.
So amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. That's it. All right. All right. Thanks, Jason, Jake. Congratulations, Paul. And YSync team. Freddie, right there, man. We're gonna be back together. We're gonna be back together, man. All right. Look. All right, mites. Did it sound like you? I don't even try. I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna say Melbourne because I don't know. You heard it here first, right? If you would like to chat more about anything that we covered, or you want to chat over a pint, I can assure you, you're not going to see me in the casino. I lost $60 in 3 minutes. I'm like, done. Done. That's painful. We'll see you around the event, right? We'll see you in the ConnectWise stand. Man, I'm going to be over there saying that word all night long. But speaking of stands, be sure to check out the great things that our solution partners have for you in that pavilion. Don't get caught by the bats. The bats are frightening. I want to point that out. Like being an American coming here and seeing a cat flying through the air. I was like, what the heck was that thing? Whew. I mean, I've been over here before. I've never seen this. But look, check this out, right? I had to leave with one more joke. But check this out. All right, for those of you that are ready to take a long flight over the big lake to Orlando in November, we got a special for you. We'll give you 50% off. I hope to see you there November 9th to 11th. All right, that's it. Time to get going. There are 40 breakout sessions waiting for you out there to help you complete 2022 strong and to help you start a great 2023. Thank you all for coming to IT Nation Connect.